Hi, this is Keith Bryant for Global SMT and Packaging at Apex 2022, and I'm here with Vince from Microcare, and we're going to talk about, first of all, their headline product, which is really, I would say, becoming more and more necessary for our industry, and then we're going to broaden the conversation out a little bit. So, welcome, Vince. Tell me about the headline.
Thanks very much. I appreciate your time. Our Superclean is our heavy-duty flux remover. It's one of our premier products as it cleans a lot of different types of flux residues. So it's very versatile. The other thing we like about Superclean is that it meets a lot of standards throughout the regulatory issues that we face in the industry, not only for the U.S. and North America, but for other parts of the world as well.
Yeah, and that's really, I was going to say, the biggest elephant in the room for most of these guys, because you're trying to use chemistry that gets rid of stuff, and it's got to be safe and disposable friendly and environmentally friendly and all the rest of the stuff. And basically those two things completely, at least in the old days, used to disagree with each other.
Well, they still do to a certain point, but the first thing it's got to do is it's got to work. Right, and that's the one thing about Superclean is it works. We've been very successful with that product, the heavy-duty flux remover, for rosin fluxes, baked-on fluxes, hard-to-remove residues. So it's got a lot of different applications within PCB assembly. But yeah, and that compliance part of the equation is always a challenge for us. But we've got a good team in our lab in New Britain, and they do work really hard to meet those requirements.
What about the glorious black devices that we have to struggle with, things like BGAs and CSPs and things like that? You can get cleaning underneath them, okay?
You can get cleaning underneath them because the solvents have a lower surface tension than maybe an aqueous type cleaner. Water is very hard to get in, out, and out from underneath those components. So the solvents that we have a much lower surface tension. They get in, they clean, and they get out. So they don't leave any residue behind as they evaporate, and you get a perfectly clean board underneath those components.
Wow, that was going to be my next question, but you took it away from me.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it was, what's left afterwards. But if you guys can cope with low standoffs like that, then yeah, you're at a huge advantage for a lot of people, because that's the biggest worry that people have now is, okay, I can look at the board and it looks clean, but I can't look underneath this, and even with X-ray and all the rest of the stuff, I can't see whether I've got rid of all the stuff I need to get rid of.
Well, a lot of our customers who are in the high reliability market will actually do a cross-section. They'll tear the board apart and take a look at it, a post-cleaning process, just to confirm some of those things. You can do a lot of other types of testing that are non-destructive, but really the proof is in the pudding. Take it off and see what's left behind. With a lot of our solvents, in fact, all of our solvents are designed to fully evaporate and evaporate quickly without leaving anything behind. That's where you discover perfectly clean.
Yep, and I have to say, I completely kind of agree with you that, yeah, cross-sectioning is horrible because you can't put it back together afterwards. No. But a lot of the SIR testers and a lot of the other things, they can't really get the liquids that they're using into those areas enough to
Correct.
Get an accurate result.
Correct, so. and that destructive testing isn't always necessary. The non-destructive type tests are usually, meet those standards for most customers. But if you want to be sure, that's the only way to do it.
But I guess if you've done it once and proved it, and then you've got a capable process in your system, then you don't need to be repeating it too often.
Absolutely, that's correct.
So that's one great product, and with everybody now wanting to conformally code and being worried about dendrites and all the other things that are happening, then more and more people are looking for various different ways of cleaning. So,
sure.
I can see why that's your headline product, but what about some of the other exciting stuff?
We do. We have a lot of neat things for customers to use for bulk cleaning, for precision cleaning, for a lot of those types of issues. So whether a customer is using a manual process to clean, or if they're using an automated process in a vapor degreaser, or an immersion cleaning process, we have solvents that will translate from the bench to the machine and back. So Superclean does have a formulation that is very similar to some of our precision clean products that go into a vapor degreasing process. And the concepts are the same though. We're using a solvent-based process, very low surface tension. We're still getting in completely around those components, making sure all of those contaminants are safely removed completely. without leaving behind any moisture or residue on those components. So our Precision Clean product line is growing. And again, with the regulatory issues that we have, the sustainability mission that we have, our chemists are busy developing new blends and new solutions all the time.
Yeah, and with the rules changing probably more often than we'd like, I guess it's a continuous battle to stay ahead and to produce something that fits within the regulatory framework and does the job.
It's a battle that we're ready for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly sounds like you guys are. So, yeah, it's been great hearing about this, and I want to thank you for coming in and sharing it with us.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for your time.
And we will no doubt see more and more of it, because cleaning isn't going to go away, and the demands are going to become higher. And if you guys are able to react quickly to the changes in the industry, then
Certainly.
you're going to be sitting at the forefront for a long time.
Absolutely. It's good to be a leader.
Okay, so
Thank you.
This is Keith Bryant for Global SMT and Packaging, signing off from Apex 2022.